Have you ever stopped to think what your life would be like if you reached old age alone? Many people avoid this thought until reality catches up. Friends leave, family members go their own ways, and suddenly, daily life becomes quieter than ever. The truth is, aging alone can be a challenge, a feeling of emptiness that squeezes your chest, but it doesn't mean it has to be sad or solitary. Quite the opposite. With the right mindset and specific daily habits, it's absolutely possible to build a full, meaningful, and purposeful life, regardless of companionship. In this video, I'm going to share with you 6 essential practices, an exclusive and powerful plan that goes far beyond just filling time. These are the keys to keeping your mind sharp, your body active, and your emotions balanced, allowing you to enjoy your days with more happiness and a sense of control you might not even imagine is possible. The difference between feeling lonely and enjoying your own company often lies in the small yet impactful choices we make every day. If you want to avoid regret, sadness, and emotional isolation, and truly want to transform your old age into a golden phase, stay with me until the end. These 6 attitudes can change the way you view aging forever, helping you create a richer, more gratifying, and more meaningful life. And while we're here, do me a favor. Click the like button below right now, leave a comment with "I choose to be happy." And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any content like this, designed to illuminate your journey. Now tell me, do you also want to reclaim your strength and vitality? Where in Brazil or the world are you from? Write it down in the comments below. The reality is that aging brings with it a new life landscape, and for many it can seem desolate. The feeling that the world goes on but you're being left behind is a heavy burden. The decline of social ties, the absence of a daily rhythm, all contribute to a feeling of emptiness, but you have the power to fill that void and redraw your own path. Habit number 1 is establishing a daily routine. Waking up without a plan can make you feel lost, unmotivated, and disconnected from life. As we age, having a structured routine becomes one of the most powerful ways to maintain a sense of purpose and direction. But pay attention, a routine doesn't just mean filling your day with random tasks. It should give you a strong reason to get up every morning, bringing stability and a rhythm that keeps life flowing in a balanced way. One of the biggest mistakes many people make as they age is simply letting time pass. Without the work, family, responsibilities, or social commitments of before, days can seem monotonous and even solitary. But when you create a daily structure, you take control of your time instead of letting time control you. And your routine doesn't have to be rigid or complicated. The most important thing is to include activities that bring well-being, stimulate the mind, and maintain a healthy balance. Having a strong morning routine, for example, can make a huge difference. Waking up at the same time, making your bed, having a nutritious breakfast, and spending time outdoors are small habits that transform the day. Take the example of Robert, a 76-year-old retired engineer. After his wife passed away, he started waking up at irregular hours, skipped meals, and spent hours in front of the television. He felt like the days were just passing him by, and loneliness seemed overwhelming. But everything changed when he decided to create a daily routine. He started waking up early, taking morning walks, cooking his own meals, and scheduling calls with family in the afternoon. With this structure, his mind became clearer, and he stopped feeling like he was just waiting for time to pass. A well-planned routine keeps you grounded, especially in moments of uncertainty or loneliness. It eliminates that feeling of emptiness, giving a natural flow to the day and a real purpose. Even simple habits, like watering plants every morning, setting aside time to listen to music at night, or writing in a journal before bed, can bring a tremendous sense of comfort and normalcy. If you feel like days are passing without structure, start small. Create a morning routine, plan your meals, set aside time for hobbies or relaxation. The secret is to make conscious choices about how to use your time instead of just letting life happen. A well-planned routine doesn't just fill your day, it brings order, meaning, and an impetus to move forward. But what happens if your body starts to fail, and the vitality of before seems like a distant memory? Is there an antidote that will keep you active and independent? Habit number 2 is prioritizing physical movement. One of the biggest mistakes people make as they age is slowing down too much. It's natural for the body to change over time, but staying physically active is the closest we can get to a true fountain of youth. And it's not just about appearance, but about keeping the body strong, the mind sharp, and independence preserved. When we stop moving, we start to lose strength, flexibility, and energy. Over time, this can lead to a decline in overall health and make even simple daily tasks difficult. But the good news is that you don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights to stay active. Small daily movements make a big difference. Short walk, gentle stretches, or simply standing up and moving around frequently help improve circulation, strengthen muscles, and keep joints healthy. The goal is to keep the body engaged so that everyday activities like getting up from a chair, climbing stairs, or carrying groceries remain easy and natural. Take the example of Helena, a 78-year-old retired librarian. After retirement, she started moving less, spending more time sitting. At first, she didn't notice big changes, but over time, simple tasks like bending down to pick something up or walking for long periods became challenging. She thought, "I'm getting old." But everything changed when she decided to join a walking group and started doing gentle stretches every morning. In a short time, she felt the difference. Her energy increased, her posture improved, and even her sleep became more peaceful. Physical movement should be part of daily life, not something occasional. Even if you have limited mobility, there are always ways to stay active. Chair exercises, water aerobics, or even standing up and sitting down a few times throughout the day make a big difference. The secret is to make movement a habit, just like eating or sleeping. And there's another great benefit. Physical activity protects the brain. Studies show that regular movement can reduce the risk of cognitive decline and even dementia. This is because exercising improves blood circulation in the brain, reduces stress, and keeps the mind active. If you've been inactive for a long time, start slowly. Take a 5-minute walk, do some gentle stretches, or even do household chores that keep you moving. Consistency is key. The more you move, the easier it becomes, and before you know it, you'll be feeling stronger, healthier, and full of energy. If you're enjoying these tips, comment number 2 in the comments below to let me know you've made it this far. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. That way you won't miss any of our videos. Your support is essential for us to continue bringing you informative and inspiring content. Now let's move on. But what if loneliness becomes a shadow, and you feel that the people around you are drifting away? Is there a secret to reopening the doors of connection? Habit number 3 is maintaining an active social life. One of the hardest parts of aging alone is the gradual loss of social connections. Friends move away, family members get busy with their own lives, and over time, it becomes easier to spend days without much interaction. But isolation is one of the biggest threats to mental and physical health. Studies show that loneliness can be as harmful as smoking or obesity, increasing the risk of heart disease, depression, and even cognitive decline. The good news is that you don't have to accept loneliness as an inevitable part of aging. Staying socially engaged is a choice and one of the most important habits you can develop. And it doesn't have to be something grand. Small daily gestures make all the difference. A quick phone call, a chat with a neighbor, or even a simple conversation at the supermarket can improve your emotional well-being. Human connection is as essential a need as eating well or staying active. Take the example of Frank, an 80-year-old widower. After his wife passed away, he started spending more and more time alone, watching TV and waiting for the phone to ring. He told himself that his children were busy, that his friends had their own lives, and that he didn't want to bother anyone. But over time, he started to feel disconnected, and even the simplest tasks seemed difficult. Everything changed when he decided to take the first step. He started calling an old friend once a week, joined a seniors group in his city, and even signed up for an online chess club. Within a few months, he felt more alive, more engaged, and more connected than he had in years. Staying socially active doesn't mean always being at big events or crowded gatherings. It's about cultivating connections that make you feel part of something bigger. It could be a text message to a friend, an invitation for coffee, or participating in a group that shares your interests. Even if you don't have close friends or family nearby, technology has made connection easier than ever. Video calls, online forums, and social media help keep you in touch regardless of distance. Many seniors have discovered that virtual communities offer a strong sense of belonging, even without the physical presence of others. The world is more connected than ever. You just need to take the first step. Loneliness isn't about being alone. It's about feeling disconnected, and the best way to avoid that feeling is to open yourself up to the world every day. The more you allow yourself to interact, the easier it becomes, and before you know it, you'll have a network of people around you who bring joy, meaningful conversations, and purpose to your life. But what if your mind starts to feel rusty, and the sharpness of before seems to have vanished? Is there a secret to keeping your brain young and vibrant? Habit number 4 is keeping your mind stimulated. As we age, one of the biggest mistakes we can make is letting our minds slow down along with our bodies. Many people believe that cognitive decline is inevitable with aging, but in reality, the brain thrives on stimulation. Just as your muscles weaken without movement, your brain also loses its sharpness if it's not actively engaged. The good news is that you have the power to keep your mind strong and alert at any age. Keeping your brain active doesn't mean doing complicated puzzles or learning something that feels overwhelming. The important thing is to engage in activities that challenge your thinking, introduce new ideas, and keep your curiosity alive. Reading, learning new skills, playing strategy games, writing, or even having deep conversations are excellent ways to keep your mind sharp and your memory strong. Take the example of Janet, a 74-year-old former teacher. After she retired, she started spending more time watching TV, which made her feel like her mind wasn't as sharp anymore. She noticed she was forgetting small things like where she left her keys or what she needed to buy at the store. Worried about losing her mental agility, she made a simple change. She went back to reading, started doing crosswords in the morning, and enrolled in an online Spanish course. Within a few weeks, she felt a big difference. Her concentration improved, she felt more engaged, and even had new things to share when socializing. The brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. One of the best ways to keep your mind active is to challenge yourself with something new. Learning an instrument, trying a new hobby, or even changing your routine can force your brain to create new connections, keeping it flexible and resilient. And it's not just about mental sharpness. Stimulating the brain also helps prevent feelings of boredom and depression. When you're learning or solving problems, you feel a sense of accomplishment, which gives you a reason to look forward to each day. If you're finding these tips valuable, comment number 4 in the comments below to let me know you're following along. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our videos. Your support is essential for us to continue creating informative and inspiring content for you. Now, let's move forward. But what if sadness and a lack of purpose try to set in? How can you find peace and joy, even in the most challenging moments? Habit number 5 is practicing gratitude and reflection. One of the most powerful things you can do every day to maintain peace and happiness is to practice gratitude. As we age, it's easy to focus on what we've lost: people, opportunities, youth, and even physical agility. However, shifting your focus to what you still have can completely transform your mindset. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring life's challenges, but rather choosing to recognize the good that still exists, even in difficult moments. The simple act of reflecting on what you're grateful for every day can improve your mood, reduce stress, and even improve your physical health. Studies show that people who regularly practice gratitude have lower levels of depression and anxiety, sleep better, and feel a greater sense of purpose. And best of all, it's free, easy, and only takes a few minutes a day. Consider the example of George, a 79-year-old retired firefighter. After losing his wife, he found himself immersed in loneliness, reliving past memories and feeling that life had lost its meaning. But everything changed when he started keeping a gratitude journal. Every morning he would write down 3 things he was grateful for. Sometimes they were big things like his grandchildren's laughter, Other times they were simple, like a warm cup of coffee. Over time, his perspective shifted. He still missed his wife, but instead of focusing on what he had lost, he started to appreciate what he still had. Reflection is as important as gratitude. Setting aside time every day to sit in silence, breathe deeply, and process your thoughts can help you feel more centered and at peace. Whether it's through prayer, meditation, or simply sitting outdoors and appreciating the world around you, daily reflection allows you to clear your mind, reduce stress, and focus on what truly matters. If you've never practiced gratitude before, start small. Every morning or night, take a moment to think of 3 things that made you smile that day. It could be a song you love, a good meal, or even a kind word from a stranger. The more you train your mind to focus on the good, the easier it becomes to find joy in the small things of everyday life. Life will always have challenges, but your happiness doesn't depend on what happens to you, but on how you choose to respond. Make gratitude and reflection a daily habit, and you'll discover that even in moments of loneliness, you're never truly alone. But what if you feel you no longer have a role, that your contribution to the world has diminished? How can you rekindle the flame of purpose and connection, even when it seems you have nothing left to give? Habit number 6 is finding a way to help others. One of the fastest ways to combat loneliness and bring meaning to your life is to help another person. It may seem like unusual advice, especially when we're feeling down or isolated. Our first impulse might be to focus on ourselves. But the truth is, giving to others can be one of the most rewarding ways to find purpose and joy in our own lives. Helping others doesn't have to be something grand or life-changing. It can be as simple as visiting a neighbor, volunteering in your community, mentoring a young person, or even offering a kind word to a stranger. The key is to make giving a daily habit, a way to connect with the world, and above all, remind yourself that you still have value, elderly wisdom, and kindness to offer. Consider the example of Margaret, an 82-year-old former nurse. After she retired, she felt she had lost her sense of purpose. Her children had grown, her social circle had shrunk, and she frequently spent days without much interaction. But instead of letting loneliness consume her time, she decided to start volunteering at a local food bank. At first, it was only a few hours a week, but soon she found herself looking forward to it every day. She made new friends, felt needed, and most importantly, found a new sense of fulfillment. The simple act of giving creates connection. It shifts the focus from your own struggles and turns small actions into a big difference. Whether it's offering advice, listening to someone, or even sharing a smile, helping others reminds us that we are still important. Even if you have physical limitations, there are still ways to contribute, whether by writing letters to old friends, mentoring younger generations online, or being a source of encouragement for those around you. The act of giving fills your life with a sense of purpose, keeping your spirit alive and your heart full. As we conclude this video, take a moment to reflect on these 6 daily habits. Aging alone doesn't mean living in solitude. It's the small, intentional choices you make every day that determine whether you feel isolated or fulfilled. Whether it's establishing a routine, staying active, engaging socially, keeping your mind sharp, practicing gratitude, or helping others, each of these habits has the power to transform your daily life into something meaningful, rich, and gratifying, a true full life. The truth is, we cannot always control our circumstances, but we can always control how we respond to them. Life is constantly changing and people will come and go, but your ability to create joy, purpose, and connection remains entirely in your hands. If you commit to these habits, you will realize that being alone doesn't necessarily mean being lonely. You still have so much to offer, so much to enjoy, and so many reasons to embrace each day with hope and a senior well-being you never imagined. If today's video resonated with you, ask yourself, which of these 6 habits can I start practicing today? You don't have to change everything at once. Even the smallest step in the right direction can create a ripple effect that will change your perspective and bring more meaning to your life. Thank you for joining us. We would love to hear your opinion. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your thoughts are very important to us, and reading your comments gives us great motivation. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share with others. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content to inspire and inform. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next Awakening of Wisdom video.